TIFU by forgetting to bring a hair tie to work. Reposting with some updates. Buckle up, folks. This is going to be one hell of a ride. I work in an inpatient psychiatric hospital. 90% of the time. Psych hospitals are nothing like the movies. Even the psychotic patients are generally pretty harmless and mostly just talk to themselves and pace around. This story is about one of the outliers. The worst patients are the ones who are pretty much just here because they are high off their ass
and might be a danger to themselves as they come down. This guy was blitzed off his ass on K2 and very aggressive from the start.
He came to us from a regular hospital after having surgery.
He had a big incision in his stomach with staples. Because he was so aggressive and demonstrated self-harm,
picking at his incision, biting himself. He was put on a 1-to-1 protocol, meaning someone has to be within arm's length of him at all times. I did that for 2 hours with no incident, and then someone else took over. At about 12:30 a.m., this guy, who had been sleeping, started screaming in his room. We rushed to investigate, and he was hitting himself and ripping at his incisions. He was spouting all kinds of crazy crap that didn't really make sense. You can't just sedate a patient. It has to be ordered by a physician. Since this is the night shift, there is no doctor in the building. Just nurses and CNAs. We have to call the doctor, wake him up in the middle of the night,
very grumpy,
and get an order to sedate him. We call for backup from the sheriffs on duty who provide security for the building and then get ready to sedate him. I realize that I don't have a hair tie.
My hair is long and down.
Best case scenario, it'll be in my face. Worst case scenario, the patient can grab me and hurt me. We walk into the room and are hit by this awful shit smell. He smeared it on the floor, the walls, everywhere. There he stands, naked as the day he was born. Shit all over his arms and legs. We can't worry about that too much right now.
There are more pressing matters.
I gag a bit. We line up, ready to hold him. I'm a small woman, so I'm a little intimidated at the prospect of trying to restrain this big dude. But nonetheless, I prepare myself. And then all hell breaks loose. Hands and elbows are flying. Everyone is grunting and straining. And we are failing miserably to get this guy under control. We can hold him for a second, but not long enough to do the injection. While all this is going on, he is dragging everyone throughout his shit, smearing what's on him on us, and trying to bite us. Eventually, he does make purchase on my ear, and I recoil briefly in pain before getting back in the thick of it.
The two sheriffs eventually get some handcuffs on him, and then we bring him to the ground.
Because he bit me, and assaulted everyone really.
They place him under arrest. His incision opened up, so he was bleeding a bit from his surgical wound.
We hold him like that for an hour and a half, waiting for more law enforcement to arrive to transport him to jail. I still have no idea what took them so damn long, but restraining him was exhausting. Even with him in handcuffs, every single one of us was covered in his shit. It was on my shoes, my scrubs, my hair. It was awful. We just had to deal with it though. After he was hauled off to jail, still naked, still covered in shit, we mopped the room and tried to clean ourselves up as much as possible. I spent the rest of my shift, 6 hours, wearing patient scrubs which are made out of paper, so that sucked. Today,
the next day,
he is back at our psych unit because he was declared incompetent, so he can't be charged.
At least he's wearing clothes now.
TLDR, I had wrestled a naked man covered in his own shit and high off his ass. I didn't have my hair put up, so he pulled my hair and bit my ear, and I got shit all over me and my hair. Well, bless you.
I can't imagine doing this sort of work.
And I can't imagine what life would be like without people like you doing it.
When my daughter was an EMT,
she put in some nights in a psych ward. She said it could be terribly depressing. OMG, that's wow. Just wow.
People who work in psych facilities are going to a higher heaven.
I swear. FYI, if you ever forget a hair tie again, rip the cuff off of a few nitrile gloves. Boom. Hair tie. Oof girl. That's rough. I also work in inpatient psych. I'll never forget my first shit smearer. He put it everywhere on his body and was trying to come after us with it. One of my techs, tiny,
little 60-plus-year-old Jamaican woman,
takes one look at him, points her finger and shouts, "Boy, you clean yourself up before I have to do it for you," and he turned around so quick it nearly made your head spin. I love her. Sounds like you had a really shitty day. A couple of things.
1.
Why don't potentially dangerous patients have standing orders for sedation? Non-psych hospitals have this, and nurses are regularly permitted to sedate people who meet certain criteria for standing orders. 2. Why is he being arrested? If he's that mentally ill, he can't be held responsible for his actions and will just end up at another psychiatric institution.
It makes no sense.
Holy harp, that is disgusting. You are a saint for working in a field that desperately needs more people like you. Just curious. Why would he go to jail with wound dehiscence and being unstable? Typically, he'd have charges pressed, but remain in hospital care. Most likely transferred to emergency. Police around here wouldn't touch him. As far as custody, I was on the psych ward this summer and those people kept me on high alert. Terrifying. Thank you for doing what you do. Whoa. How was he able to have done so much shit? Pun intended. Sorry. With someone within arm's reach. I don't know what you get paid, but I know it's not enough. Wild ride for sure. Up. How'd he get K2 if he just got out of surgery though? I'm a social worker, therapist in a psych hospital. I'm guessing you're a tech since you were doing the hold? God bless techs. Thankfully I haven't had any poop encounters yet. Lol, I know it's coming eventually. I hope today was better. This was one of the TIFUs that I read the TLDO then actually read the full story.
Goddamn.
This is the line of work that would make me start a new career. Well, that was one hell of a shitty day. Last year when I stayed in a psych ward after a suicide attempt, everyone was pretty chill except for my roommate. She started growling and lunged at me, attempting to bite me. Thankfully I was moved to another room.
Psych wards are interesting places.
That's definitely unexpected given the title. At the same time, everything is so fucked up in this story I don't even know where to begin commenting. Buried the lead. Hey, I use this when I forget a hair tie. After a little bit of practice you can do it within a matter of seconds, even with 22 inches long hair. Why not get him soft restrained to the bed immediately, to avoid these situations until he's calmed down? Man, that sounds like a soul-sucking job. Thank you for what you do.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.